It's Kieran, a disappointing result this afternoon as we go down to Toulouse. Are you unhappy with the response following last week's defeat?
No, we're always disappointed not to win games, and at Sheffield last week we weren't great, and today we wanted a response, and we got touches of it. We fully didn't get what we wanted. The result was important for us, and we didn't get that. That was the main one. But within that, I thought there's a couple of performances we were slightly better in some areas, but ultimately consistency is the one thing that's coming back to bite us all the time, and I think that got us again today.
You made a few changes. Obviously, a lot of players came in after returning from injury. Were you hoping that would have lifted the performance today?
Yeah, you always look for people to come in and bring some energy. And I thought Jayden Ant was very good. Every time he's played, he's been really good for us. And you forget he's still academy age yet, so he was good. But ultimately as a group, we probably look at times like we've had a really long season, that's probably the disappointing thing is we've got to make sure our body language stays good all the time. And if we do that, then we'll bring energy to what we do. But ultimately now, with 4 games to go, we've got Wembley coming up, so we've got to just chuck that game to one side and got to move forward to next week and then look forward to Wembley.
You lost Danny Craven during the first half towards the end there, and obviously he wasn't able to come back out. How much of an impact do you think that had on the result?
Yeah, it has a massive impact. He's our main attacking weapon. Great kicking game, and a lot of our players go through him. I thought young Dougie filled in there at half. He did a really good job, particularly defensively. He's not really ran there with us at all. But when you lose someone like Craven, you just lose that attacking edge. And when Jack Owen scored, and we thought, right, we're coming back into this game now. I think if it had Danny Craven on there, he comes up with a little bit of magic, or just gets into the right areas, or just picks the right pass, then the game turns for us. But unfortunately, we didn't have him today for the second half, and that I think added towards the result.
At 8-0 at half time, obviously you're still in the game, and chances were few and far between. Did you think that you could have gone out in the second half and had a real good go at that to lose the defence?
Yeah, definitely. The first 10 minutes was a bit bizarre. I'm not 100% sure what was happening. We just kind of lost our way a little bit, and they scored a try from dummy half and kicked the penalty. But apart from that, for the 30 minutes there, I thought we were competing really well, and we just didn't manage to get over the try line for one reason or another. And we kept hold of the ball, and we knew if we keep hold of the ball, you can challenge them. Second half, we had no field position. We didn't have the ball, and when we did, we squandered it a little bit, and we give them too much ball. And they're a real big physical team, and just the size and the power of them ultimately told it towards the end of the game.
You mentioned Jack's try there. There was a bit of a feeling that the tide was about to change as he went in, and we were back in the contest. Did it frustrate you that you couldn't build on that and then ultimately went on to a defeat?
Yeah, it's always frustrating. You give yourself a chance to get back in the game there, and I just thought that period Toulouse were just starting to look a little bit tired as well, and you're just looking for that clinical edge and just hitting that, finding that button, that extra energy there to get over the try line. And if we'd have scored, then we'd have gone on and won the game. But we conceded a try from a kick, and then we conceded a real soft try straight after it, and just kind of deflated us a little bit. And then the last 15 minutes, they were just too big and powerful for us.
Our home form's been good over the last couple of months. Obviously, the defeat against Toronto, the lads put in a real good effort against them. Is that another frustration that you couldn't, for the fans that turned out today, you couldn't put in a performance that they could have been proud of?
Listen, it's always a frustration when we don't win games. There's certain aspects in there. We turned up against Toronto, we played really, really well. We turned up against Lee the week after, we turned up well, and we look full of energy in what we're doing, and then we turn up at Sheffield, and then today, and we just have periods in the game where we look mentally tired more than anything. I think it has been a long season, but it's coming to an end soon, and we have to make sure that our body language is good, and remember what we're playing for. We're playing for survival. We want to be in Championship next year, and ultimately we're playing for Wembley spots as well.
You mentioned playing for Wembley spots. Have you put it on the lads that obviously going to Lee next week, that's their final chance, and if they want to persuade you, then they have to put in that performance?
Yeah, well, I think that's every week. That's not just on performance in games, that's in training as well. We've got high standards, and the last couple of games we haven't met them standards in performance. The boys are turning up, still training hard. We've still got 2 weeks away from Wembley, so guys have got to turn up this week. Put everything we've got into training, put everything into the game next week, and then after the league game we'll sit down and we'll decide what team's turning up at Wembley.